Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Jimmy Scott Fitness Podcast and Radio Show. Coming to you super quick here on this Thursday morning. Dive into something really fast that we posted on the Facebook page and just dripped it into the IG feed, and a lot of you guys commented and replied back. So I'm going to share with you something that's a really simple tool for success for a lot of you guys. Just a reminder, January the 12th here, start of 2019, BJ Gador and myself will be here for a one-day fitness event, like an intensive workshop in terms of training, nutrition, kind of answering your guys' questions, huge in-depth Q&A based on what you guys are asking for. Then on top of that, a lot of the business stuff and things that we've kind of put together throughout the years. We're going to create the content around what you guys want to see most, so depending on the attendees we have here. So the spots are filling up rather quickly. Again, this can be for anybody. If you're looking to level up your fitness in terms of how you train, how you eat, how you move, and then you want to get your questions answered from us or dig into how we've done certain things, I urge you guys to do it, especially if you're like a fitness professional, whether it's young or old, you've been in the game for a year, maybe 5 years, or maybe you're thinking about starting it or making the career jump. For you guys, I would strongly urge you to do it just because, and I'm not saying we're the greatest two humans in the world, but, to come from the humble background I did in Minnesota and BJ, oddly enough, Wisconsin, for me to be living here and living this life in Scottsdale doing this and him living in Malibu, which is, unbelievable. It's a pretty cool thing. So if we can do it and you guys are willing to put in the work, I think we can kind of unlock a lot of that stuff for you guys. So again, any questions, shoot me a DM, hit me with an email. Any way we can make it possible for you guys to be here, I'll definitely make that happen. I'll do anything I can to allow that. And obviously, if you guys are here in the Scottsdale, Phoenix, Arizona area, or anywhere close enough, I think it's a really unique experience. And again, to get BJ and myself in a room is rare, and to get him in a room anywhere is a rarity. So that is out there for you guys. But today's podcast, super quick. We're just talking about consistency and how consistency is king. And I believe that once you guys decide you want to do something and you start doing it, the biggest differentiator between people who I see be ultra successful and people who really kind of stay stagnant or not make progress is just them being consistent, really, and staying the course, 24/7, 365, and never really turning it off. And I can tell you how many people I've spoken with, over the years who have, wanted to start eating better. Let's say like that's their goal. But they stopped within a week because it wasn't the home run right out the gate. Like they didn't see, they ate better for 3 days and they didn't lose, 30 pounds. And they're like, well, shit, this isn't working. I don't want to do it anymore. And they're just willing to punt it, quit, and move on to the next thing, whether it's, diet jumping, program jumping, trying, 4 different things because they didn't see stuff happen within the first 5 days. Or they began, meal prepping or, tracking macros, only to get busy and stop because, they couldn't figure it out on a Tuesday, and then they quit doing it altogether, or they didn't start again until the next Tuesday, and then something else happened, and then they switched gears again. Now, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. And the example I'll give you is if your best friend, comes to you, or they came to you and they said, I didn't drop 20 pounds in the first week of training, or I didn't drop 20 pounds in the first month of my new fitness program and stop because of it, you understand how insane it is. And you'd stop and you tell them, stay the course, keep going, give it time. But oftentimes we say that to people in certain areas of life, but we don't follow our own advice. And rarely, if ever, do we reach our goals on the first attempt. Most of us, fall on our face and we fail miserably at multiple things before we ever get it right. Now, obviously, the person you're talking to today that you guys, whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to it on the podcast, I have not always trained like this. I have not always eaten like this or slept like this or worked like this or lived my life this way. It took me, fucking up and stumbling about 800 times to get to this level. Even with eating stuff I shared before on podcasts, like the first time I ever did like a legit photo shoot, whether it was like for RX or Muscle Fitness or whatever it was, I remember, trying to eat a certain way up to it, and there'd be multiple times throughout that, if you want to call it dieting down or, trying to be your leanest for the shoot, for example, there'd be days where I'd crack and I just, shove a bunch of chips in my mouth or eat a bunch of dry cereal when I lived with roommates when I was broke as shit. Now we don't have cereal at our house because I can't control myself, and so it doesn't happen. But my point being is this: it's taken me a long time to have that level of discipline and self-control and consistency in knowing the stuff I'm doing today is going to pay off, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, or knowing if I'm that close to the end goal, why am I going to punt it and give it up? But oftentimes we fail right away, and then we say, well, something didn't work, and then we're just willing to move on to the next thing and not really give it time, consistently putting in the effort, even if we do have a small stumble or fall. So again, when we set out, to make goals, oftentimes our goals are either too low or they're too high, and we're not realistic with the time frame of what we want to get done. So what I'm driving at is, if you guys want to achieve anything meaningful, in life, you have to stay the course and you have to be consistent. And I mean that because I'm not the most talented person. I'm not the smartest person on earth. I can promise you this. But I'm probably one of the most consistent. If there's anything I take pride in from my peers or anybody else who says, you know what, Jeremy, you consistently put in the effort, you consistently fucking try, and day after day you try to be a little bit better than the day before. And that's kind of how I've gotten here. And I share that with you guys. And when I mean consistency, it's like, you hear the same people say, well, practice makes perfect. Well, it doesn't. Shitty practice, it doesn't make you perfect. Perfect practice makes you perfect. So it's like knowing what you're doing and consistently following one set of rituals, routines, and habits compared to another, that will get you there. And oftentimes for you guys, it's the small switches. It's the small wins. It doesn't got to be crazy stuff. If you're, going to the store every day and, buying bulk trail mix and that's dragging you down, the easy fix is stop buying the bulk trail mix or cut it back shortly. Or if you're not in your best shape, I guess, but you're drinking 3 glasses of wine every single night, odds will be maybe cutting the wine back to 2 glasses a night, 1 glass a night, or going every other day. What my point is that when we consistently follow one set of rules, it gives us a certain result. When we consistently follow another set of rules, it gives us a different result. And the example I give you guys is this. The reason that I can sit here and, I feel like I'm my best version of myself at this age, I consistently wake up early every single day. I consistently practice mobility, even though it's painful. When I first started out, it was miserable. And I've been trying to do the splits for like 2 fucking years now. And still, like every time I deadlift and squat, I feel like I take a step back because my groin and my hips become so tight. But again, I'm not going to stop squatting and deadlifting just to do the splits, but I'm working on it is my point. So even if it's painful, and again, do I want to wake up early every single day? No. Some days it'd be easy enough for me to just lay there. But even on the days you don't feel like doing it, it's consistently waking up and making some progress, because if you just lay there and do nothing, nothing happens. I'm consistently, reading and studying and learning different things and trying to, educate myself on the things that matter to me and that matter to you guys so we can help you become better. I'm consistently working out. I never miss a day, no matter what. And again, every day is not going to be a perfect workout and a PR day for me and be something amazing, but every single day I'm putting in effort to do something. Even if I feel like I'm dragging ass a little bit, doing some mobility, hopping on a bike, for a couple hundred calories, getting a sweat going, I feel better because I banked that day for the future. I'm consistently eating right. I'm eating real food. What for you guys, I would say tracking macros. For me, I'm eating once or twice a day, so it's not rocket science, but I know pretty much what's going in every single day, and that's helped me a ton. I consistently avoid sugar and booze because I know they don't serve me. And I'm not saying I never, eat cinnamon rolls or go crazy and eat ice cream or something, but it's very planned and methodical, and they're few and far between. I consistently budget my finances. I don't want to be in debt. I'd like to, have money in case emergencies happen. I like to feel comfortable. I like to sleep at night. It's more important for me to sleep on a Tuesday night than be in debt up my ass, waiting for the next paycheck, because that would alter the way that I talk and speak and run my business and kind of live my life. And I consistently spend, far less than I make. I consistently am conscious of how I spend my time every single day. I'm consistently getting quality restorative sleep. It might not be enough sleep sometimes, in my opinion, but it's quality sleep nonetheless, and I'm consistently doing that over time. There might be a day or two where you guys have to stay up, super late or wake up super early, but over time, are you consistently doing the right things? And the result is, over time, my life has been elevated to, a place that I, previously probably thought never could be possible. And the key is just being consistent, you guys, with your efforts daily towards those small goals, and not be discouraged by the little failures and roadblocks that you hit along the way. Because we're all going to hit those. Life is always going to kick us in the face, but if you're doing all the things right on the back end, you're going to get to where you want to get to. And I promise you, if you guys can do this and follow these simple things every single day, the same habits that have, helped me, kind of get to a place where I'm, happy and fulfilled and jacked and excited every single day, I think you can do the same for you. So just a quick rant about being consistent, you guys. When you feel like, it's not perfect, you don't have an hour to work out, you don't need an hour. If you got 10 fucking minutes, then crush it for 10 minutes. And if you don't have, all the ingredients to make this, or you don't have the perfect setup, or you're stuck at the airport and maybe that's not, a perfect meal, you can always make a better choice. Even if it's just, you go somewhere and it's burger and fries, You can always do certain things to help it kind of fit the macros, whether it's ditching the bun or ditching the sauces, or doubling up on the protein, trying to squeeze out whatever veggies you can. There's always a way to consistently make a better choice than a bad one. And to me, those little kind of half wins are amazing. And again, I've used the example before. It makes no sense if you're stuck somewhere and the food can't be perfect, why you just shove a bunch of shit into your body and say, fuck it, I'll start over the next day. That is the equivalent to you guys dropping your iPhone on the ground, which we talked about before. You drop your iPhone on the ground, the screen cracks, and then you just stomp on the fucking screen until it's completely broken. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for your eating either. It doesn't make any sense if you don't have an hour to work out and you have this huge program, but you have 10 minutes. How much damage you can do in 10 minutes, how much awesome exercise and movement you can squeeze in 10 minutes is better than doing 0 minutes. And that's the game, you guys. It's consistently making a better choice at almost every point possible. And there's times you're going to plan to enjoy things and do certain stuff. I get that. But over time, consistently making the right choice versus the wrong choice is the people I see become ultra successful, to the people who maybe scratch the surface of their potential, or the people who literally make zero to little progress because they are consistently making a choice that's going to get them nowhere, as opposed to a choice that's going to take them where they actually want to go. So that's my quick rant today on consistency, you guys. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control the amount of effort, and you can control the consistency of that effort every single day. Talent is a real thing, genetics are a real thing. There's a lot of factors that are going to play into ultimately where we end up in life. I get that. But when you go to bed at night, can you say, you know what, I consistently have been giving a great effort day after day after day after day. And if you do that over a period of 90 days, 180 days, 365 days, you guys are going to be that much better off and that much closer to your goals, if not surpassing those goals, just by putting in a little bit of work every day. Again, it's how for me, example, it's how I improve mobility. Even doing just 5-10 minutes of mobility every single day, I'm the most mobile, flexible, best feeling version of myself I've ever been. I am 100 times more mobile than I was in college when I was 15 years younger. It's amazing. But again, it's just take that little bit of effort every single day, kind of pushing the pace, pushing the limits, and never really taking a day off from it. It pays off. So hopefully it helps you guys, get you jacked and get you rolling. If you're thinking about maybe skipping the gym today or skipping your eating because you don't have time or you don't have the perfect this or the perfect that, don't do that shit. Do something. Even 100 bodyweight squats is better than nothing. Even eating one green vegetable is better than eating none. Again, it's consistently doing stuff day after day, trying to be a little bit better than the day before. It'll get you guys there. And again, it's not a super quick process, but again, this is a marathon of life. It's not just a quick sprint for some fast results. We want stuff that will last forever. So if you're on iTunes right now, stop. Don't be a lazy ass. Drop us a 5-star. Leave a comment. I would love to see it, love to hear it. If there's anything else you guys want to hear on the podcast, shoot me a DM, send me an email. I'm happy to record it if I can. We've got a ton of guests coming down the pipeline and a bunch of other things. If you're on YouTube, you guys can watch this as well as I ramble on what anybody would want to. I don't know, but you guys have requested it, so these will be housed on the YouTube page, and you can find them there as well. And if you think this can help anybody you know right now going through some stuff who needs a little kick in the ass or to light them up just to keep pushing and keep moving forward, send this to them, because the cascade effect you guys can have on people is huge with something so simple as sending them a verbal message that maybe can keep them rolling the right way. So until next time, you guys, eat well, train hard, be nice to people, and please keep doing shit you love with people you enjoy, because your life is too short not to. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.